Everybody always says Preethi Zodiac is good in cutting onions, carrots, beetroots. But what about the other vegetables? How does it cut a bottle gourd? What about raw banana? How does it cut a snake gourd or a bitter gourd? What about French beans or broad beans? How about mincing chicken or mutton? In this video, we are going to see all the vegetables that this Masterchef jar can and cannot chop. Before we start this video, I would like to mention that I have already posted another video mentioning all the parts of the Preethi Zodiac and how to assemble it. In this video, we are concentrating only on the demo part. If I add the assembling part also, it will become a really long video. So if you want to check the previous video, please check the description box. First, we'll start off by seeing the citrus press. Place the citrus press and the citrus cone. You also have to fix the coupler, only then the citrus press will work. Cut your oranges in half and start juicing. It works like a magic. It works so quickly and it's so fast and so efficient. You can even juice 1 kg of oranges within 5 minutes. Now let's start using the blades. First, I'm putting on the chopping blade. And first we'll see carrots. Peel the carrots and chop them in half. Add it in and close the lid. Now either you can use the pulse mode or you can put the speed at 1 and run the motor. I usually prefer putting it at speed 1 and then running the machine till it reaches the desired size. This is after running the machine for only about 3 to 4 seconds. See how finely it has chopped the carrots. If you want it to be a little bigger, you can stop it earlier also. I wanted my carrots to be fine. So next we are going to add beetroots. Again, peel your beetroot and cut it into 4. Add it in and close the lid. I have put it at speed 1. You can pulse it also. This is after just 2 seconds of at speed 1. These pieces are a little big, so I close the lid again and let it run for another 2 seconds. Now see, within 3 to 4 seconds it has pulsed so well. The beetroot has been chopped so fine. This is really fantastic. I really enjoyed chopping these beetroots. Next we are going to see onions. I have taken 2 onions, cut it into half. Close the lid and run the machine again at speed 1 for about 3 to 4 seconds. Stop the machine, open it and check the size. If you want it a little more fine, you can close it again. This size of onions, you can use it for any stir fries. If you want it a little more fine, close the lid again and run the machine again for about 2 seconds. I just pulsed it twice, that's all. Now let's open it again and see. See, within this time, this onion has been chopped so fine. You can use this for omelets also. This works very well. This Masterchef jar is really good. Next we are going to see bottle gourd. Peel the bottle gourd, clean it up, and then I just chopped it in halves and I added all together at one shot. Close the lid and I kept the speed at 1. And I pulsed it. This also did not take more than 5 seconds. And at the end of it, it chopped it so very nicely. This Masterchef jar, I really enjoy working with it. Next we'll see snake gourd. Similar to the bottle gourd, peel the skin, chop it up roughly and add it in. I had about 4 snake gourd that day. I chopped first a little bit. And then I decided to add everything together, and all together it did not take more than 6 to 7 seconds to chop it up. That's really wonderful. Finally, the pieces were so small and so fine. I don't think I could have ever cut it so fine if I'm cutting it with my hand, and at such speed. See, it was cut so fine and it cooked so well so quickly. I was very happy with it. Next we are going to see bitter gourd. Again, chop the bitter gourd into halves and add it into the jar and beat it again for 3 to 4 seconds. And that's it, small pieces are done. This Masterchef jar is like a dream. It works so well. So many vegetables you can cut with this Masterchef jar. You can choose the size that you want, and you can stop the machine whenever you want according to the size that you prefer. Next, I wanted to try chopping up these French beans. I was not sure if this will work, but in any case I wanted to try it out. So I cut the beans in half and I added it inside the jar. I tried running it, but it didn't work for me. It rotated a little bit in the beginning, and then the beans got stuck to the blades of this jar and it didn't run at all. And I thought maybe there's too much of beans in the jar, so I decided to remove a little, and I added a little bit of beans and then tried it again. This time it did run, but as usual it just blitzed it up completely and butchered it. The French beans was not cut properly. It was just butchered into small pieces. This is how it looks. If you're not very concerned about the shape of your cut vegetables, then you can cut any vegetable, but these beans did not look very nice after cutting it up in this Masterchef jar. Next, I tried these broad beans. I was pretty sure it won't work because the French beans didn't work, so I didn't think this broad beans will work, but anyway I wanted to try it out. Again, my jar didn't work when I put it in. Again, the broad beans got stuck in the blades of this jar and it didn't move. So again I removed some of it and I added a little bit and tried again. This time also it worked. But like the French beans, the broad beans also was butchered into small pieces. So if beans don't work, then soft vegetables like okra or brinjal, all these also you can't cut, but hard vegetables you can cut it very nicely. Next we'll try tomatoes. These are two tomatoes. I cut it in half and I chopped it. This was not perfectly done. It turned out to be a little watery, but it's okay because mostly tomatoes we added into curry, so it actually helped to cook the tomatoes faster, so this was okay. I have been using this machine for 1.5 months and I've been recording videos every day that I cook in the morning. One such day I was not feeling well and I was not able to cut the mushrooms, but I had to cook, so I tried adding the mushrooms in the chopper and tried chopping it up, but again it butchered it. Some of the pieces were okay, but some were really very small and it chopped up very fine. Next we'll try chopping up some boneless chicken pieces. If you want to mince them, this works very well. If you want to mince mutton pieces, chicken boneless pieces for cutlets, you can use this machine. It worked very well to chop and mince the chicken pieces. Next we'll try raw banana. Peel the raw banana and chop it roughly and add it in the mixer and put it at speed 1 and blend till your desired size. Some of the pieces do get left behind as small chunks, but most of it gets chopped into fine pieces. There are so many vegetables that this chopper chops so well. Next we'll try the slicer blade. Again I'm taking raw banana. I wanted to make some raw banana chips. Peel these raw banana, put it in the pusher and use the pusher. Don't use your finger because it runs so fast and it can even chop up your fingers if you're not careful. So use a pusher and push it in. It just takes about 3 to 4 seconds. I'll do the next piece of raw banana. See how quickly it chops it and slices it. And it slices it so finely. The chips came out so crisp and so well. See how thin these raw banana pieces are. This slicer works very well, just as well as the chopper. This comes in so handy when you want to make quick chips for your kids. Then I tried slicing the bitter gourd. I wanted to make some bitter gourd chips, so I tried slicing it. Usually we slice the bitter gourd slightly thicker to make the chips, but putting in this Masterchef jar, it made it so thin. All the slices come out very thin. I'll show you a few pieces. See how thinly it has sliced it. This is a close-up. I still made chips with these bitter gourd slices. It came out very well. This is the one that I made with the chopper. Next, I tried chopping onions. I put in whole onions. You can also cut the onion in half and then slice it. This slicer works really well when you want to make biryanis. If you want to slice a large quantity of onion, this works like a dream. See how thin the slices have come out. It came out really well and I was very happy with this Masterchef jar. Then this is the cucumber. Let's try slicing a cucumber. See how fast it works. Beautiful thin slices in just 3 to 5 seconds. It just works like magic in your kitchen. Everybody in my family really loves this. Next we'll try slicing potatoes. If your kids ask you for some snacks, some chips, within 5 minutes you can finish it off. Add the potatoes inside the pusher and just run the machine for 5 seconds and your potato slices are ready. Again, the slices were so thin, it's like paper thin. When you fry these slices, it comes out so crisp and so well. My kids enjoyed these potato slices a lot. Now these mushroom slices were done the same day that I tried chopping the mushrooms, the day that I was not well. I tried slicing it also. It sliced very nicely, but it was too thin for the mushrooms and it didn't come out very well. Some of the pieces were sliced nicely, but the others were just butchered. If you don't mind how your vegetables look after cutting, then you can use this to cut a lot of vegetables. Next we are going to use the grater. This is my most favorite blade. First we'll try grating the carrots. I love making carrot and beetroot halwa, but I usually don't do it because I feel lazy grating the carrots and the beetroots. But this just worked so well. In just about 5 seconds, both the large carrots were done. You do get a slice of carrot that is not grated. You can't do anything about it. You have to grate it with your hand. See how well and how fine these carrots are grated. But I have to mention that these pieces, the grated carrot pieces, are quite large. If you see the hand grater, we get two sizes, one small grater and the other is the larger one. But the grater that comes with the Masterchef jar is very large. The grater size is very large. So the carrots that are grated is also very large. You get large thin slices of carrots and beetroots when you grate it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just mentioning it. Next we'll try grating beetroots. First I added 1/2 of a beetroot, finished grating that, and then I added the other half. You can add both together and grate it in 3 seconds. Now this is done. We'll open and see how it is. When you open this, again a small piece of beetroot left behind. This you'll have to do it with hand only. There is also some vegetables that get stuck to the back of your grater. Make sure you remove all of that also. Now see the size of these beetroots. Again, it's very long and thick. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just want to mention that you get large sizes of vegetables when you use this grater. Next we are going to grate cabbage. This was also one of my favorites. I took a medium sized cabbage, cut it into 4 and I kept feeding it in through this pusher and it just grated it like lightning. It just finished it off quickly. You can also chop this cabbage with the chopper, but I prefer grating it. In no time at all it grated the entire cabbage. And it came out so well. It was so well cooked also because it's grated so well and so fine. It's very easy to cook. See how nicely it did it. Within a few seconds the whole cabbage was done. There are so many vegetables that you can cut using this Masterchef jar. Next we are going to knead atta dough. Add the atta kneading blade. And I chose to use the measure that they have given. There's a marking in that pusher and I've taken 1 cup of flour and add a little bit of salt and oil. Close the lid and pulse it a few times till the salt and the oil are mixed very well. Then add the water through the top. I added the amount of water that they had mentioned in the pusher. Let the machine run for a few seconds and it kneads the atta dough very well. Once it's done, open it, and when I removed it and started kneading the dough, I felt the dough to be a little sticky. See, it kept sticking in my hand, so I decided to add a little more flour. You may not get this perfectly at the first go itself, but keep on trying, and also you need not use the measures that they have given. You can use your own measures. Just add water little at a time until the dough is formed. I chose to use the measure that they have given and it worked quite well. The second time, after adding a little more flour, I took the dough out, and this time when I started kneading it, it was so perfect. I am someone who does not like kneading dough, and this worked very well and I was very happy. See how soft this dough is. So this Masterchef jar has become a favorite for me. I really like it. I also want to mention, when you chop vegetables with the Masterchef jar, don't put your hand inside to remove the vegetables. I was putting my hand inside to show for the video's sake, but it cut my finger. All the blades are very sharp, so if you do put your hands inside, then be very careful. What I would suggest is remove the coupler with the blade. Once you chop the vegetables, remove the coupler with the blade, and then you can take out all the vegetables that has been chopped, because the blades are very sharp. Next we'll see how to clean this Preethi Zodiac. I have already posted a video on homemade cleaning solution. I use this solution, I spray it on a cloth or a sponge, and I wipe down the base unit completely. So this way, when you wipe it down almost every day after you use it, if you wipe it down, then it won't get very dirty. You can clean the insides of the base unit using a tissue paper. This place will also accumulate a lot of dust and dirt over time. So once in a while you put the tissue paper inside and clean it completely, then it won't accumulate any dirt. Cleaning the jars are also very easy. You can clean the jars like you normally do with your normal mixie jars. The Masterchef jar, you don't have to use a metal scrubber, just use a normal scrubber to clean it. This gear unit should not be immersed in water. It is written very clearly that you should not immerse it in water. So wipe this down clean with the same cloth with the cleaning solution. And under this gear unit also, there might be dirt getting accumulated. Use a tissue paper to clean this, just as we clean the base unit. This is how I clean my Zodiac. These three jars are very common. Everybody knows about these jars, so I am not doing a review about this right now. So if you are wondering whether to buy this Preethi Zodiac or not, I was also wondering the same thing, because my family is a small family and I was thinking if this would be too much for us. But I feel this is very useful for you. If you don't have anybody to help you, then if you are a working woman, then it will be very useful for you. You can use this for your entire cooking. Of course, if you're going to chop just one onion and one tomato, this is a waste. You can cut it with your hand itself. But you can use it for your entire cooking. If you're going to make a sambar, a side dish, then you can use it to cut the onions, the tomatoes, the vegetables, everything, and it really comes in very handy. It chops so many vegetables. I bought this from Amazon. There are two different Preethi Zodiac available, one with the juicer and one without the juicer. I bought it with the juicer, but I am not very happy with the juicer. I have already posted a video on the juicer and the unboxing. I'll leave the links in the description box. You can check that out. I was not very happy with the juicer, so you can choose either with the juicer or without the juicer also. I'll leave the links to buy this Preethi Zodiac in the description box from Amazon. You can check it out for yourself. Also, there are lots of negative reviews in Amazon about Preethi Zodiac. So, I'm planning to do another follow-up video 6 months later. So, do watch out for that. I'm sure this video was useful for you. Until next time, bye-bye.